every time I see this, I like forget that I did it. Like I put it up there. I'm like, what is that on my face? That's the me. That's me. It's me. How are we doing? How are we doing? How are y'all doing? Child, this episode was a lot. And next week is going to be even worse. Johnny, what is going on? Oh, God. Y'all said this season was going to be better than season 12. It's giving season 12. It's giving season 12. And Johnny seems real mean. Next week, Johnny seems, I don't know. I did not like how he was looking at Bao. What the hell you going to do to her? I don't like it. I don't like it, Johnny. I don't like it. Denard said, hi, Star family. Back again. Can I tell you visual taste? I saw this and all I could read was, we back with Black Lives. I'm like, what? We back with the back-to-back lives. Yes, Denard is 31. Our baby is a man. Hey, Andre. Andre said this show is hot dumpster fire. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Tracy said Gill and Sutton could be great friends because he was like, this story doesn't sound right. Yeah. The men were giving Sutton. This episode. You're here at the right time, my love. Shout out to Mexico. LB said Johnny does not like Bao. He only likes the sex. I absolutely agree. And then he really like that? He called it vanilla. It's like she just cannot please him. Johnny got to go to therapy because he got a lot of issues with his daddy and he's becoming his daddy. He got a lot of issues with his daddy and he is becoming his daddy. And I'm like, dude, I can bet everything in my account, which isn't a lot, but Lord pray for me. That so it's not a loss, child, that your daddy treated your mama the same way you treat Bao. You got to fix that. It's Kima. Hey, said, hi, everyone. Y'all see what I said about Zach? I knew you were going to say something. He is a problem. He is gaslighting and has been ghosting from the jump. It's Kima. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you this right now, girl. You were right. You were absolutely right. Oh, girl, you saw it. Amaya said the men were like, dude, we were there. She calls you Johnny. When Ryan revealed that, he was like, come on. I'm just going to say it. She called you Johnny. Like, come on. Oh, my goodness. Phil said, throw the whole cast away. Throw it away. You know, Kimberly, I agree. He does have a very warped view of sex. Very warped. Hey, Crystal. Crystal said, not Married at First Sight related, but I watched Real Housewives of Beverly Hills for the first time because I watched your reviews and needed to put a face to the name. Lord, the surgery on those faces. Oh, yeah. Are you starting at the older seasons? None of them broads look like how they look on the show. They go through several faces and they're never settled. They'll have another face next season. Hey, Amaya. Amaya said the cast, though, do seem to be good friends. So that's good. It seems like with all of these Married at First Sight casts, the men and the women get really, really close. Really, really close because the Married at First Sight from last season, they all still post and like they hang out every day. Or they go on like girls' trips. They're always going on girls' trips. You know your buddies when you go on like girls' trips together, multiple. They're like really good friends, and I do like that. I'm very glad that each show there's like a support system within the cast. I do really enjoy that. Hey, Veronica. Veronica said, "Hey, Nikki, yay live! So glad you're here. What's up, Spency?" He is, but I think he's the reason why she's acting the way she's acting. Kimberly said, "Let's just start over with a new city and new people. Baby, we're going to be in Boston." And they finished Boston. They're moving on to another city. They pop these shows out far too often to not be getting it right like this. Like, you are messing up every season and you keep on popping out another season. Fix the last season first. You out here ruining lives every season and acting innocent. I just feel like Boston is going to be worse because it's just something about Boston. Look at me. I can't even do that to Boston. I've never been, but I've heard some things. I've heard some things about Boston, so I don't know. I will see. We will see. Child, they call it the Mississippi of the North. Child. He doesn't, Trixie. He called it very vanilla. Poor Bao when her husband said that. She was like, oh. It's always the men. It's always the men. Why? Like, we gotta dig into that. We gotta dig into that. We have to dig into that. Hold on, I saw a comment. That's what I feel like too. And Schema said, "I can't wait for Boston. They're gonna be fighting." I feel like, yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a lot of, who you talking to? Me? I give you a wicked eye punch. I don't know if y'all talk like that. I just, all I get is what Ben Affleck gives me, and I just take it as, Bible. Black Gal said Boston was a train wreck before, so I have no hopes for them. My God, today. My God, today. My God, today. LB said, "I was so confused by why Jose was so mad. I thought she called him another man." We will get into that. Who gets mad about the wrong name in a casual conversation? Whew. An insecure man. Destiny said, "Oh, yes. Boston will be lit." Oh, Lord. I feel like Boston's going to be lit for all the wrong reasons. I feel like it's going to be lit for all the wrong reasons. Kimberly said, "Married at First Sight production is treating us like Zach treats Michaela." I happen to agree. What's up, B-Fly? Nick said they have done Boston years ago with Shawi and Jepter. Oh, I don't know these people. Are they still together? Yeah. Spency said, "I'm so proud of Rachel. You know how it's bad when the producer is in the camera. Can I tell you, they always, what is this girl's name? Because they always call her in wherever there's conflict with the couples. And she always walks in like, oh my God. Hey. Poor thing. She was always in the camera when it was concerning, what is his name? Paige and Chris. And here she is with Rachel and Jose. Poor thing. Girl, I hope you go to therapy after every season. Okay, so the reunion is already filmed. I think we are going to be disappointed. Disappointed. Me too. I'm liking Gill and Mirla. I'm liking Gill and Mirla, guys. Yeah, this was a rough watch, Thasado. This was a rough watch. Hey, Nia. Thank you so much for the super chat. Nia said, "Love you, Nikki. Keep doing you. I love this show, but it's also toxic." Absolutely agree. Oh, you've been watching since season 1? Whew, ciao. I don't know how you do it. Thank you so much for the super chat, Nia. Phil. Phil said, "I told y'all Jose is giving sleeping with the enemy vibes." He is. That little switch. Woo, ciao. Oh, okay. Amaya said, "I think the reunion is going to be good because I heard from the grapevine that a lot has been shown." Ciao. Hey, Makeup Addict. Makeup Addict said, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think Mira and Gill might be the only couple that lasts, as annoying as she can be. I absolutely agree with you. And I did not think that until this episode. I absolutely agree with you. Oh, don't watch it, Cameron. If you got PTSD from last season, don't watch this one. Don't watch this one. All right, let me get one more comment and then we're going to get into it. Oh, so that couple is still together. B5 Nick said, yes, they're still together. Barely young black couple, and she got pregnant to keep. Oh, Lord. Is that good? I don't know. Is that a good thing? I don't know. I'm going to end it right here so we can get into the chat. Not the chat. The review. Listen to our girl Tracy. She said, Star family, please like and share and subscribe to the best live reviews on YouTube. Thank you so much, family. Please listen to our girl Tracy. She knows what she's talking about. I'm wearing one of her shirts. Tracy Chappelle original. Let's get into it. The first couple that we're going to talk about is Mira and Gill. So Mira doesn't feel like they're going to get divorced. She's like, oh no, we're not getting a divorce. Mira, wait, I'm confused. I really, really am, because I'm just like, you have not been intimate with this man. And he don't have no money. Can we just talk about it? Like, how is this going to work? You guys don't even know if you have that kind of intimate connection. Y'all don't even know if you're going to be able to vibe, let's be honest, sexually. And then he can't afford you. And that's like the number one thing about you is money. Like, you want to be safe and secure. Now, is it that you're starting to fall for him so you don't care about the financial differences that you have? And I understand it, but I just think, I just don't think it'll last. I think they will still be together at the end of the show. I think they will still be together on the reunion, but I just don't know. Like, finances always break up a relationship. So I'm not sure, unless Gill will eventually bring in more money. I just don't know. But I think she's starting to fall for him. I think she really is. And I can see why. Because if you look at their scenes together, they really have good chemistry. Like, she feels very comfortable with him, comfortable and safe with him. And she has opened up a bit. It has been a bit more entertaining of a few of his advances. And I think she also needs a guy who will not allow her to walk all over him. Like, Gill doesn't do that, but he's still kind. He's still gentle, and he still goes at her pace, even when he's voicing his frustrations, he's still very careful with her. And I think as someone like Mira, who has went through a huge betrayal and a loss concerning her father, I think she's attracted to how Gill cares for her, like how he protects her and how safe he is with her. And I think maybe she sets these boundaries with him to kind of test him in a way to see if he'll respect it or go around it. And because he's going at her pace and making sure that she feels comfortable, I think she's starting to open up more to him. Because in this episode, I was like, what is happening here? You guys like each other? I was catching myself. Like, I actually caught myself in my screen of my computer. Well, because I was taking notes while watching this, and I was like, this is me watching Mira and Gill's scenes. Guys, what's going on? I feel like I'm starting to stan this couple. And it's so weird because I don't think that they're compatible. they're compatible in a lot of ways, but I feel like in huge ways they're incompatible concerning the finances. I'm just like, Mirla, I don't know if you're going to be okay with not being able to keep the same lifestyle that you built for yourself. That is what concerns me, but I like them. I really, really do like them together, and I can't believe that I'm here. I can't believe that I'm here because when when they were meeting with the sex and compatibility doctor, when she said to him, she was just like, "Oh no, we're not getting divorced. We're not getting divorced." And he was just like, "Well, you haven't kissed me, and I want that. I desire that, and there has not been any kind of intimacy." And she was just like, "If I kiss you, will we stay together?" And Gil was like, "Well, yeah, we'll stay together because you're showing me that you want me." She's like, "Okay, I'll kiss you. Not now, though." Why are they so cute? I can't believe I'm here with Mira and Gill. I just knew they were not going to work out. Now I'm just not sure. I'm not sure. I feel like in the long run, I don't see it happening. But in the short run, I think it might happen. What is happening here? So she finally, before we even get to that, when they were doing this game, the blindfold game, and then when they were doing like the forehead game or whatever, and they were talking about their wants and insecurities and what they need, and Mirla was looking up at Gil. Oh my God, they're so cute. I hate this. They're so cute. And she's like, "No, I don't want to put on a blindfold. I don't want to ruin my lashes." And he's like, "Mirla," and they have a little laugh and get up. What's happening, guys? What's happened? Because Mirla and Gil are smitten with each other, and I feel like I'm smitten with this couple. I can't. What happened? What changed in Mirla to now not only make her receptive of Gil's affection, but starting to give it back? She really just must have needed time. She really probably just needed time. Like she said, she communicated what she needed. And I think she got the time that she needed to feel safe and secure with him. And so now she's able to open up and move forward with him because she eventually kisses him. And he was so happy about that. He was so giddy letting the men know that he finally got a kiss from Mirla. And she was so giddy to tell the ladies that she finally kissed him. I like this couple. They're not the Vincent and Brianna of this season just yet, but I feel like they have potential. I can't believe I'm here. I cannot believe I'm here with Mira and Gill, but I adored them this episode. When she was laying, when they were, doing the intimacy, she was laying on him. I like them. What is happening? Bao and Johnny. Ciao. There wasn't a lot that happened with Bao and Johnny in this episode. There was just one incident that I wanted to talk about because it seems like they're in a good place, but they just need to spice up the sex and keep it consistent. However, right, when Johnny said that he thought that the sex was vanilla, it took the wind out of Bao's sails because she was really happy talking to production. It's just like, we may or may not have had sex. So happy about it, right? Because again, we have to remember this is her long-standing crush. Remember she said that? Johnny is her long-standing crush. And I think that's the issue here. I think she's still acting like the love-struck college girl who was attracted to this really, popular guy in college, and he finally gave her the time of day. It's giving 16 Candles. It's giving 16 Candles. I don't remember much about that movie because, I was a child myself, but I do remember the guy that the girl wanted being outside of her house with a birthday cake. And she got so excited about that because she was she desired him the whole movie. And then at the end, he finally desired her. That's what it's giving, Bao. It's giving that and I feel like they're unequally yoked because she wants him more than he wants her. And what did our grandmother say? Marry a man that loves you more than you love him. And you love him more than he loves you, Bao. He can't even stand you. If we want to tell the truth and shame the devil, he doesn't even like that you're happy. He don't like you, but he uses you for sex. And I'm not saying that Bao was not the type of person who will like sex every day or every other day. I felt like she said that to Johnny because she wanted him to desire her more. Because it feels like in the bedroom, he treats her the way that she wants to be treated. And I think she thinks that if she continues to have sex with him and just be open to the things that he wants to do sexually, that he will stay with her. And it's bothering me so much. Because she was just like, if we could just have sex every day or every other day, that would be great. Would you have asked him that if he wasn't your long-standing crush and if he didn't say to you earlier that he was feeling like he didn't want to be in this marriage? I don't like this for you, Bao. And I like Johnny and I like Bao, but I don't like this situation for her because I feel like she's bending and breaking and doing everything and probably rushing into intimacy to please him so that he could stay. Because remember, they did not have sex until after Johnny said that he was ready to pull out of this relationship. And then all of a sudden they had sex. Wow, you deserve better. You deserve better. Zach and Michaela. Oh, before I go into that, thank you so much, Amaya. Amaya says, Johnny acts like this is porn at all times. He gives me that. He really, really does give me that. I'm not porn shaming, but I am saying this, that I think that porn has perverted the way that men have sex with women. Right. And I can, I don't know about, I'm not a porn expert, but I really feel like men are expecting not to have to put in any kind of work or care when they're having sex with women, because within a lot of these porn films, the way women are having sex, it's like these women are being paid to perform and act this certain way. It's not real life. And I think a lot of men, because they enter into porn very young, not porn, but they start watching porn very, very young, that warps their mind on how they should, treat women or be intimate with women. And like back in the day, back in like my I'm not going to say real Christian days, but back in my ignorant Christian days, I used to work with an organization that helped women get out of the porn industry. And some of the stories, like even now, will like bring me to tears, because it was just like, I don't think people understand, or people who consume porn understand how brutal that industry is to women. Like one lady was speaking about how, she was doing a scene and, trigger warning, a scene just went a little too far and he was a little too aggressive. And because of that, a piece of her genitalia was split and nobody cared. Nobody cared. The guy was actually mad at her because of something that he did to her. There was residue on, his serpent because of, what he did to her. And like, nobody cared. She's like, people were screaming at me, trying to, telling me to get back, go clean myself up and get back into the scene. And she was just like, when you watch it back, it seems like I really enjoyed what he was doing to me, but I was in pain. And she was just like, they made it seem like, they blew it up that, he was, having sex with her so great that, that she cried, they made it like a crying orgasm thing, but she was really just faking it to get it over. But she was in that much pain because he was, ripping her genitalia with every, pulse, hit, pump or whatever. And that is what is put into these films. And this is what our young men are watching and thinking that this is how intimacy should be. And it's not true. Like there was even a huge thing on Twitter where this like piece of a podcast, a sex podcast, went viral when the sex doctor had a whole vagina, and she was talking about how you have to do all of this. Foreplay is very important for a woman because men just get erect, but it takes us a moment to get to where we need to be. So she was just basically teaching people how to make sure that you do the things that needs to be done so that the woman could enjoy sex as well as the man. And there were so many men under the comments just like, no, that's not true. It's literally a woman telling you how to work a vagina who studies this. This is her career. And they're like, nah, that's not right. That's not true. 45, like she said, 18 to 45 minutes. The men took 45 minutes and was just like, nah, I'm not going to do that. You're not going to do what you need to do to please your partner. Porn has perverted our kids. Our kids. So many men are just gone because you are literally watching this woman. You don't know what situation she's in. You know, another lady, she was just like, all over the set, there's blood and feces all over the set. She was just like, it's just normal. She was like, there's no porn set where there's not blood and feces all over. There's literally somebody hired to wipe up the waste. And our young men are watching this. And again, I'm not porn shaming or anything like that, or I'm not shaming sex workers. I'm just, what I'm just talking about is how, you know, this sense of this, you know, this fake idea of what sex is what a lot of men think sex should be. And it's just not the case. So that's what I'm getting from Johnny. Not only do I think he has issues with his father and he, you know, vomits that out into his relationship with Bao, I think he has a very perverted idea of what intimacy should be. And because Bao is not that porn star or, you know, that lady of the night that gets paid to react a certain way to his advances or his sexual performance, he's angry. I don't know. I don't like how he treats her. And I feel like she keeps on trying to pay him in sex, you know, to make him stay. And it's very bothersome. And I don't want her in that anymore. Zach and Michaela. Zach, this Apple TV story don't make no sense. This Apple TV story don't make no sense. Again, I don't know if I gave you this, Amaya, but thank you so much for the super chat. And I obviously I agree with you concerning Johnny and porn. Zach, this Apple TV story does not make any sense. And I feel like this is why Michaela goes off. I feel like, you know, we don't see him leaving all the time, but we sure do see her smashing those Lysol wipes. I have a totally different interpretation of this relationship now from what I've seen this episode. How Zach is, you know, moving to me, it's kind of like Chris. It's giving, I'm married, but I'm also in a relationship. And I feel like when he takes these, you know, when he, you know, goes back, because you have a freaking movie night with your wife and you say, oh, hey, I got an Apple TV. Let's watch this movie or show on my Apple TV. And you go back to your place. Unless you live in Dallas, there's no reason for you not to turn right back around, get the Apple TV and come home. Right? You say, oh, I'm tired, so I'm just going to sleep here. Nobody believes that story. Not even you, because when you were telling it, you started all that stuttering. And as a stutterer, I know what's going on there, right? I will say, and he did give Michaela the credit with how she dealt with him saying that he's not coming back. She texted him and said, I didn't like that. You know, I didn't like how, you know, you said you were going to do something and you didn't do it. And then you stayed away. That was kind. She did not have to give him that because what Zach did not make any sense. I feel like he's obviously in a relationship with somebody or probably started to see somebody through this process. And that is why Michaela can't make any more, right? I feel like they were making improvements. And I thought they were growing in their relationship, but I feel like maybe after that blow up that they had the first time, Zach probably entertained somebody and enjoys them more. And because of that, he keeps on taking these trips out the house. That's why she feels a certain way about every time that he leaves, because he does it often. But we don't get to see that, right? We just get to see Michaela's blow-ups because that's good TV, not necessarily the truth. And because of that, you know, Zach is able to say that she reacts this way. She argues with him all the time. But why is she arguing with you, right? Why is she always angry? What is going on? What is happening in the home? What are you doing to make her this way? Because it's real quick to say that Michaela got all these issues and, Michaela is crazy. But is Michaela crazy or is her environment sick? I think her environment is sick because that Apple TV story, absolutely not. Absolutely not, Zach. It does not make a lick of sense. A lick of sense, especially as a husband. You rather leave your wife who was depending on you to do something because you were going to have a night together. You rather leave her sitting in the home by herself while you're staying at another place? What husband does that? Unless you're a narcoleptic, you know what I mean? Where you fall asleep at the wheel. So you gotta, are y'all leaving that out? But it just doesn't make sense. One, that you're having a movie night, so you go and get your Apple TV, right? If you're having a movie night, you had to have started movie night at like 7 or 8. Y'all you're late 20s, she's early 30s. Y'all not staying up until 2 a.m. and like, you know what? Let's have a movie night. Y'all not doing that. Y'all not in college no more. You're not doing that. So there was a reasonable time that you had this movie night. So how do you go and pick up your Apple TV and all of a sudden you're just so tired you can't drive back home? You probably had a movie night with somebody else that wasn't Michaela. Her environment is sick. Her environment is sick. Also, Michaela has to realize that when she hurts someone, she has to give them time to heal. Michaela hurts or, flies off the handle, says something, hurts somebody, and she wants them to heal and get over it so that they can both move on. And so she can stop feeling guilty, right? She also wants people to move on because she moves on quickly. She forgives the things that Zach does quickly and she moves on with him, but he doesn't forget the things that she has done to him. And he, needs more time than her to heal. She has to understand that just because you apologize did not fix the situation. If the person accepted that forgiveness, you just have to give them time to heal. You don't know how deeply you hurt them. We all grew up with the words hurt as hard as a punch. It's true. So just, let him have his time to heal. But in saying that, Zach, you and Michaela are the same thing. Here's why I believe that. Because you both are hurt. Like when you both hurt, you want the person that you have hurt to move on from the situation and not have you stay in that same place because you don't want to feel that anymore. Because Zach is asking Michaela to do something that he won't do when he messes up, right? So when he messes up, he wants Michaela to get over it, just like Michaela wants Zach to get over it. But he will hold on to the grudge from the first incident. So by the time there's like any more incidents, stuff is so built up, he's just like, oh, I'm at the point of no return. But you want her to forgive you stepping out on her several times. You want her to be okay with you leaving out, abandoning her on your date at your home and not coming home. You want her to be okay with that. You wanted her to be okay with you leaving the home and constantly abandoning her as her husband. But then when she does something, you need all of this time and you can't get over it. And you just feel like she's the issue. She's the problem, the blow-ups and all. That's who she is. And you don't want to be involved. Is it that you no longer want to be involved because you think that she will not change? Or is it because the space that your wife should occupy, somebody else is occupying that space? I think he got a chick on the side. He's moving like a rolling stone. I got a super chat. Let me acknowledge it. Amaya says, I don't think he is dating someone else. I have called and heard that from the grapevine, but he is testing her for sure. Thank you so much, Amaya. Thank you so much for the super chat. Either he is not dating someone, because I can also see that too, right? But I think he is. I think he's seeing someone. So it's either if he's seeing someone or he does not want to be bothered with her and he's pulling a Chris. He's pulling a Chris where he'll stop by, probably be intimate with her, probably film the scenes that he needs to film for the show. And then when the cameras leave, he leaves. he could just be getting through the season to get the money. That's what it's giving. One or the other. It has to be one or the other. And you know what? You know another way? Oh, wait. I hope I gave you this. If I didn't, here you go. You know another thing? How this is how I also think that Michaela and Zach are the same, because when Zach was expressing to Michaela last episode how he felt about her behavior, she started to cry, right? To get him to get over it. What did Zach do in this therapy session, this meeting with, the physical doctor or whatever? When he was called out, right, when he was being held accountable for his actions, what did he do? He started crying and breaking down. And what did he do? He got the sympathy. He got the sympathy that he was looking for from Michaela, who came over to say, what's going on? Her eyes are full of tears because she's been emotionally manipulated and mentally manipulated by her husband, who's trying to make it seem like she's the problem when he's the king of all gaslighters, right? So when she comes over to comfort him, what does he do? He pulls away and says no. Michaela did the same thing the last time y'all had to sit down therapy session. What did you do? Oh my gosh. See, I'm trying with her. But you want her to accept what you just did to her and get over it. Y'all the same damn thing, and y'all want the same thing. But only one is giving that. And I will say, I feel like that is what Michaela is doing. I feel like she's doing the work, but I feel like you can't do the work anymore if he doesn't want you. He's not that into you anymore. I think he's into somebody else. That's what it's giving, Zach. Because he doesn't want to admit that he contributes to their issues. He just wants to put it all on Michaela because that makes him feel good. He doesn't want to be held responsible for the fact that, especially as a husband, as a leader, as a covering, as a protector, as a provider, you are not giving her any of that. You're not stepping up to the plate, and you want to make it your wife's fault. No. This blindfold game, Zach admits to Michaela that he can't see himself with her in the future. And I think he can't see himself with her in the future because he sees himself with somebody else. Somebody else. That's what it's giving. Let's move on to Brett and Ryan. You know what bothers me about the show? It bothered me last season as well. One of the many things, but this one bothered me a lot this episode. And it comes up when they do their like intimacy episodes, because this show, they put these couples together for entertainment. You're not putting them together to work. If they do work, it's a bonus, but you're putting them together so that they can have conflict and we can have, these viral clips and you can get all of these views. It's a TV show. So you're doing this for entertainment, right? You're not doing this for these couples to be successful. If you're putting these couples together this way, why are you having a time within this season where you have an expert coming to encourage them to be physically intimate? For me, as a woman, it bothers me to encourage these women to be intimate with men who are not into them, because they don't have the confessionals. You're in the confessionals with them. So you're hearing how the men actually feel about their partners, their spouses, their wives. But then you come and film a scene and encourage and bring in an expert to encourage, basically for them to have sex. Why are you doing that? It just seems like I don't know. It's going down the wrong road for me. It's going down the road. I don't like it. I don't like it because I know when Brett watches this back, right? Because when Brett and Ryan sat down with, I always forget that lady's name, but she don't give me expert. When they sat down, Ryan was talking about how he's, he's just not there with Brett, and Brett is starting to get there, but he's just not there with her. And then we cut to a confessional and he's talking about, no, he didn't talk about that yet. But, Brett is starting to feel a certain way. So she is excused, right? So when it's just Ryan and the expert, he let her know that, you know, Brett is just high strung, high anxiety, and he just can't take it. I don't know what she did on that plane, but whatever she did on that plane, it turned him completely off. Did she go full Karen in that plane? What was she doing? Because Ryan is just done. He's out of it with her. I feel like he's just buying time until the show is over as well, right? So she's talking to him and she finds all of that stuff out about Brett, how Ryan feels about Brett. And she's trying to encourage him to stay in it and, you know, to be intimate with her. But I'm like, you're telling this man who is letting you know that he don't want to be with this woman. He's seen what he's seen enough, and he's made his decision. To force him to stay in that when he does not like her, I don't think that's okay. I just don't. I feel like they're playing a really, really dangerous game, because I don't know if they could get physically abusive, but you're putting, you know, the women in a place to be mentally abused and verbally abused by their husbands who do not want them. And I don't see anything wrong with Ryan expressing that he doesn't want to, you know, be with somebody like this, but to encourage him and to make it seem like there's hope, when I just don't see hope with this couple at all. He was like this with her since the reception, but after that, their wedding reception, but after the plane ride, he was completely turned off. So I just feel like what we're going to see happen with Brett throughout the season is because Ryan is continuously encouraged to stay in something that he has expressed that he's just not happy with his partner. And I think what's going to happen is he's going to get angry, right? He'll probably say things, and sensitive Brett will take that on, because even in this therapy session, she was just like, I've always been in relationships. You know, her nose was getting red. I've always been in relationships where that's been the case. I've been here and they haven't been here with me. So now she's talking about being rejected. And here she is with a man that is rejecting her. And then when she watches this show back, she's going to realize he didn't want her from jump. But what happens? The experts come in and convince him that he should stay in this. And then we hear Ryan in the confessional say, I'm just going to make it work out with Brett. I'm going to, work it out with Brett and see what I can do so that we can get to a good place, because I just don't want to go out there again and start dating. I bet you watching this episode, her nose was as bright as Rudolph's. Watching this back and hearing your husband say, I'm going to make it work with you because I don't want to go out there and date again. Dating was hard for me, so I'm going to make it work with you. That was his reason for staying in this marriage after he was encouraged to stay. It's not, and I'm not just speaking on that for women. It happens with the men as well. But what I'm seeing this season is that a lot of the men are being encouraged to stay in situations where they don't like their wives. And the wives are taking the brunt of that. And I would never want anybody, especially a woman, to be in a situation with a man that she loves, or not loves, but a man that she desires, and he does not want to be with her. Because at the end of the day, that frustration is going to come out. And it's going to come out on the woman that is yearning to be with him. And I just don't like it. I think I need to listen to these people, even if I got them signed to contracts. Listen to them when they say they don't want to be in a situation and let them go. Let's move on to Rachel and Jose. Rachel and Jose are lying. I knew they were lying from the jump. But what confirmed for me the lies this episode, before we even got to Jose being little Miss Sassy, is when they were sitting down with the sex expert or intimacy expert. And she was like, so how's the sex? You guys are having sex? And Rachel was like, yes, the sex is great. Jose ain't said nothing. There's no way this couple is having sex. No way. I was like, oh, Rachel, you are lying. I said this last episode, but I would say it again. I feel like either Rachel talked to her mom and was just like, you need to stay in this situation. You are not good with money. This man got money and he is set. He will give you the stability you need because you don't have it. Or Rachel, like I said, walked into Jose's home and was just like, oh, I could see myself in this situation and saw, a lot of her financial woes going away. So I feel like she was trying to make this work because financially it's just a much better setup for her than she has for herself, right? But I was here with her this episode when she said, my parents ain't raised me like that to stay in a relationship with a man who will talk to me like this. So I like the fact that even though Jose was a good prospect for her because he could financially support her and get her out of the financial woes that she put herself in, because she got a little spending problem, right? But I love the fact that she was just like, I'm not going to stay in this situation if you are going to treat me this way. I'm not worried about her, because she knows when to walk away. So I'm not worried about Rachel. I'm worried about Brett. I really, really am. But I'm not worried about Rachel in this situation because I feel like when Rachel knows when a situation ain't good, she's the kind of woman who will walk away, who won't stay in something, as we saw in this episode. Because Jose, you showed your little boots this episode. You showed your little insecure Napoleon boots this episode. So him and Rachel and the rest of the cast are hanging out in the clubhouse. She calls him, we find out later in the episode, she called him Johnny. She probably said Jose, right? Jose gets mad about that. They go back to their home and they're having their apartment and they start having an argument. The argument is so bad, the producer has to come in. So she's saying, I don't like how you talk to me. And Jose is like, if you don't like it, get out, pack your S and get the F out. Like just dismissing her, speaking so terribly to her. Again, I don't think that Jose knows that we can see what he's doing to her. I don't think he probably knows about the camera, but don't know about it. Because this is what happens. They get so comfortable in the environment, you forget that this apartment is mic'd up. There's mics and cameras everywhere. So he probably forgot about that one that was overhead watching them. Because when the cameras that he can see came in, he was talking to her a little differently. It wasn't get the F out and all of this stuff, right? So later, we find out that Rachel went out with the producer. She walked out with her to walk. She said, I just wanted to walk her to her car, probably to have an additional conversation and say, listen, if you want me to stay in this situation, I will stay in this situation. I need more money. We got to up my contract or something because I'm out, right? So she comes back to the apartment. She finds that the apartment that he locked her out, deadbolt. So she has a key, but she could not get in because he put the deadbolt on. He knew exactly what he was doing, which is why Jose likes to have women like Rachel in these kind of like financial, not destitute, but like in a financial situation where she would benefit from being with somebody who knows what he's doing financially and can take care of her financially. I think he seeks out women like Rachel, which is why he was all in, which is why he wasn't bothered by her finances and all of that stuff, because he wanted to come in and control the situation. Because I feel like Jose cannot get a partner unless they are somebody who needs him. And he wants that because then he can control the situation. And I don't think that him putting out Rachel or telling her to get out is an isolated incident. I think he talks to and treats her like that often, but he probably apologizes or they're able to work past it. But because somebody else was there and saw it, and because it had to be brought up on camera, then it had to be addressed. And then I think that's when it got to the point where Rachel no longer felt safe, because he needs somebody who needs him so that he can control the situation, which is why he was just like, oh, I don't want you to work. I'll just give you, whatever you need so that he can keep you in line, right? So that you won't have anything. You won't own anything. So he can say, even though you're his wife and you guys are in this home together, he can say, get out of my house. That's the only way he felt comfortable saying that to her, is get out of the apartment that he does not pay for, that production is paying for. Get your stuff and get to F out, because that is how he deals with women in his relationships. Because he finds women who needs him. So even though that wasn't his apartment, right? Even though he wasn't paying anything, he still felt the power to do that because of how he has viewed Rachel as somebody he can control, as somebody as that he can have power over, because he was trying little stuff like, oh, I want to feed you. Oh, this is what we're going to do. I want to pay for this. I want to pay for that. And that stuff is enticing, especially to somebody who's not good with money. But then when he tests her with that and she's accepting, he goes a little bit farther. And this time he went too far. And I'm glad that the producer was in there, because not only did Rachel feel safe to speak her point, she also felt safe to walk out, have the conversation, and start planning her exit. Because the next day, they're talking, Jose is talking a little differently. He's not cussing. He's not yelling at her, telling her to get out. He's, just having a conversation with her because he can see these cameras now. And Rachel is like, well, we got to talk about last night, because he's cooking a steak, acting like everything is okay. And she was just like, I don't like how you treat me. I don't like how you talk to me. And you are not remorseful. So I don't want to be your wife anymore. And she left and she went to go pack her stuff. The producers are trying to talk to Jose because Jose is making his steak. And then he's just like, so are we done here? Like, are we finished? Like, basically, are we finished this scene? Because he's like, I'm not going to stay here and continue to do this if she doesn't want to be with me anymore, right? And the producers are just like, oh, no, well, go tell her. He's like, no, I'm not telling her sorry, because she's already made her decision. Still wanting to be in control, still wanting to have the power. Rachel eventually comes out and she says, you know what? I'm going to tell you how I feel, because I normally leave relationships and I don't say anything. And she tells Jose what he did and basically why she decided to make that move, because she had been feeling this way for a very long time, but she never voiced those things to him. And this is how I knew that their relationship was fake from jump. Like, that they were faking everything, because she wrote this letter to him 2 weeks ago. So there had to be multiple incidents that have already happened that we have not been privy to make her get to the point where she needs to write a letter of saying how horribly he treats her. But on camera, it's giving big Eric and Virginia vibes. On camera, he's a much different spouse than he is when he believes that he is not being recorded. So it seems like, producers for both of them are going to try to make them stay in this situation. But I'm glad that Rachel is no longer staying with him at home, because from what I've seen, I didn't think that it would be a safe space for her. So I'm glad that at least they probably got her another apartment, and she's still filming with the cast. She filmed with the ladies. They went to a break room and had a good time. He had a guy's day and he went golfing with the men, and he gave his version of his story. Rachel gave her version of her story, which was the truth. He gave his version that made no damn sense. It made no damn sense that all of the men were just like, whoa, dude. He was telling the guys this whole situation, and everybody was just like, and in their confessionals, they were just like, he's holding stuff out. Like, that just does not make any sense. And then Ryan is like, dude, we were there. She called you Johnny. Johnny was in the room. It was an honest mistake. What you said and how you reacted, it just did not make any sense. They were all like, I would never deadbolt my wife out of our home. Even Zach, the gaslighter of all gaslighters, was just like, yeah, I wouldn't even do something like that. Jose, you have no allies. So everybody knows how horrible you really are. So I think that maybe Rachel is going to stay on to Haley and just film until the season is over, just to get that check, and maybe try to, act like she's working out stuff with Jose on camera. But it just seems like every time she's in an environment with him, he just gets more, mentally and verbally abusive. So I would not want her to continue to, stay with him or be in personal scenes with him, where she's going to continue to get, verbally assaulted by Jose. I don't like it. And we're seeing another side of him, and it makes sense. It makes sense why Napoleon acts that way, because he wants to be able to control everything, because he's probably, he's insecure. He's probably angry, that he can't, be with who he wants to be with, or, he probably thinks his height holds him back. So he stands on his money to make him a bit taller, but it just doesn't work, because deep down inside, you're still that insecure guy. It still shows no matter what you have, no matter how nice you dress, no matter how good your credit score is, we still see your insecurities because it comes out. And when it comes out, you get hella sassy. No, I'm not going to try to convince her to stay because if she don't want to stay, then that's on her. Did you see it? I was like, what's going on? No, no, no. If she want to say something to me, then she can say something to me. But no, but I'm not going to make her stay because she already made her decision. Okay. Okay, Jose. That's all I wanted to talk about. Oh, um he did say that he's still in love with her. I saw that in like was it the previews or the end of the episode? I think it was the end of the episode or the previews. But he basically said that he's still in love with her. And then we have the ladies asking Rachel if she's in love with Jose, and she's like, absolutely not. So I think that Rachel is gonna, I think this is our Jacob and Haley. Two people that just could not get along because one person will not bend to the ignorance of the other. And so I think this is our Jacob and Haley. I think Rachel and Jose will be throughout the remainder of the season, but I don't think that they will be together. And that's good for Rachel because Jose is a mess. Jose is a mess. What did you guys think of this episode? Makeup Addict said Brett deserves better. Ryan wants a blonde with cowboy boots and a MAGA hat. But I think he was coming around to her. I honestly think it's the fact that Brett is high stress and high anxiety. And my only issue with Ryan is that he has not expressed that to her. And I think he's afraid because, Brett is very sensitive. And I think that Ryan thinks when he sits down and tells her things that she does not like, that nose will get red and he'll feel like the bad guy. But, if what is keeping you from your partner is, her personality, you got to let her know. Because if Brett doesn't know that you're turned off from her because she's high stress and high anxiety, she's going to continue to do those things. You're going to get annoyed by them and you're going to mistreat her. And it'll be a lot bigger of a situation than it needs to be. It's Kima said they need to be able to opt out after a month like they can do in the UK. Absolutely. Because if not, you have, people staying in unhealthy situations for a TV show. Keisha said, girl, when you said it's giving 16 candles, I hollered. That's what I'm getting. She's just a love-struck teenage girl in love with her high school crush, and it is sad because your high school crush does not like you. He despises you. Like, despises Bao. Oh, I don't like it. El Michelle said, I think Ryan is actively putting up blocks because she just doesn't align with what he's used to. I absolutely agree with you, El Michelle. Absolutely agree. Oh, Amaya said, okay, here is the tea. The timeline from when the bee analogy and Zach coming back from quarantine was only 72 hours. So him not being over it was understandable. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I still think he's a gaslighter. Trixie said Brett seems like she's not comfortable with the idea of sex. That tantric sex scene was so cringeworthy. It was. She couldn't even touch him. Them old people was all in it, weren't they? They seemed like they were regular customers. I think that Brett is not comfortable with her body. I think she's insecure with her body, but I also think that after, that therapy session where he said that he just could not get there with her, I think she was turned off because she's probably thinking like she doesn't know that he does not like her because she's high anxiety, high stress. She just thinks that she's not a skinny blonde. So she's being very insecure. And I'm like, girl, it ain't your looks. It's your personality. But how will you know? Because he won't tell you. KT, why wouldn't they match her? Why didn't they match her with someone that likes her type? Ratings. Ratings. It's a TV show. Amaya said some other tea is that sometime last episode, Michaela freaked out at the woman, but it wasn't shown because it was damaging. Now take this with a grain because secondhand info from someone who, because this is secondhand info from someone who met a cast member. Amaya, thank you for the tea, but you know what you're giving me? I ain't the one to gossip, but you ain't heard. I ain't the one to gossip, but you ain't heard it from me. That's what you were giving me. But word on the street is. But again, girl, I ain't the one to gossip, and you ain't heard nothing from me. Amaya. Oh, God. Thank you for the tea. Hey, Pink Petals. Pink Petal said, I wish we could get the real deal on these shows. They only show part of the story. Yeah, well, they do that to mislead the audience. So that at the end they could give us a cliffhanger and we could all be like, oh my God. Can you imagine? Who would have thought? That's what they do. It's TV. Hey, Sasha. Sasha said, oh, I was wondering about Michaela being under the weather on the scenes with the other women. Trixie said Rachel was absolutely right for not wanting to move with him. Absolutely. Rachel saw the twitch behind Jose's eyes. I'm telling you guys, I feel like Jose was like this from jump. But Rachel, there was a turning point that happened when she went in, when Jose had that barbecue at his home. She was like, wow. You know what I mean? And she just started moving in. She was like, welcome to my home. She just started moving in. She was enamored by the security, the financial security of Jose, but not too enamored that she will accept abuse. And I love that about her. She said, oh, my parents didn't raise me to be talked to like that by some man. Yes, Rachel. Yes. Absolutely agree. Jose is definitely a narcissist. Denard said, yeah, when Rachel said he locked her out, and she had to go to the other couple's places and call her friends, I was like, what? Yeah. How old are these people? Why was everybody asleep at midnight? Oh, wait, y'all probably have 9-to-5 jobs. Look at me. Look at me. Never mind. I take it back. I take it back. I take it back. When I was doing a 9-to-5, I went to bed. I was in bed way before midnight. So let me not judge. I hated that. Just the whole way he talked to her. Get the F out. Get the F out. I want me to take my ring off and throw it. What? Why are you treating her like that? Because you can't control her. Because she's speaking up. She's speaking back to you. And he doesn't like that defiance. He doesn't like that defiance. He just wanted her to grovel and be really sorry about an honest mistake. Ryan was just like, guys, I'm just going to say it. She called you Johnny, Jose. Johnny. And Johnny was right there. I love that none of the men backed up his foolishness. I will say that. I love that none of the men supported that foolishness. Yeah, like they always do that. Grammy Slim said these guys leave their wives and go to their apartments. They're immature. Hey, Sharice. Sharice said Jose had the nerve to try to kick her out of their shared Married at First Sight apartment. This apartment ain't yours, but he's so used to doing that. He's so used to doing that. That's why he got to come on Married at First Sight, trick somebody into being with him, because if you actually date him, you won't stay. You won't stay in that situation. He is the problem. He is unbearable. He is insecure. He is nasty, and he is a controller. Another one that needs to go to therapy. Another one that needs to go to therapy. Oh, Sasha said, Jose wants to be Eric so bad. He really, really does. Yep. Sasha said, I can see him blocking her credit card if she messes up because he wants to have complete control. So she will have to come groveling back to him and saying, can you help me? He's definitely a 1950s husband. Definitely a 1950s husband. Hey, Alicia. Alicia said, I like ho. She called him. She like how. I like how she called him by a different man's name. Are you saying I like how you, Alicia? Write that again, girl. I like a lot of you thought that she called him a different name during sex, right? But it just did not make sense to me that they would be having sex. I just did not feel like they were there. I still don't believe that. Even though Rachel said it, I still don't believe it. I think they were lying. And I think he probably got her to say that because he was quiet and he was just looking at her. And she was like, yeah, we had sex. It's great. No, no. But I at least thought, I was like, were they intimate? And she called him by a different man's name. When I found out that she called him Johnny and he was sitting right next to Johnny, Jose, were you using that moment as a way to train her to see how, like, just to test and see how much control you had over her? And then when you realized you didn't have the control that you thought you had, you got upset and flipped out on her? Completely disrespectful. Get yourself and get the F out. Of what? But she did. She got the F out, and she got the F out to her own apartment. She got her own high-rise apartment in the same apartment complex, and she don't have to deal with you and still get the same pay. She won. She won. Nye said what Jose did was completely unacceptable, very vindictive and lying and eating up the steak, very smug. That's a dangerous man, in my opinion, and I absolutely agree. She has her own place, Love Ray. She's in a, they got her another apartment. She's still within she's still staying at the same place, but she just got her own apartment. She probably moved one of the cast members out. Not one of the cast members, one of the production team. She probably moved them out of their apartment and they probably had to share a space with somebody else. He sure did, Rachel. The guys were like, no, you're wrong. Even Ryan was like, I have never accidentally deadbolted a door. Like, you purposefully do that. Let me get some people who haven't spoken up. Veronica, Jose is insecure. 100. Absolutely agree. What's up, D? D said, hopefully no more sex from Rachel and Jose. She wasn't all that enthralled with his looks anyway. She was willing to bypass that if he was a better person. Yeah. She was going to tolerate it. I mean, you know, she has this guy who was willing to take care of her. All he had to do was be nice to her. All he had to do was be nice to her, and he will probably still have a wife. Breathe 3. I actually felt like she was stunned, and I really felt bad for her. The way he spoke to her, listen, red flag. And I was so happy that she said, I don't want to be your wife. And I'm leaving. I love that. And I think that's what she talked about with the producer when she left. I think she probably was planning her exit with her and being like, no, I'm going to go back up there. And when you're coming tomorrow, I'm going to let him know I don't want to be with him anymore. Yeah. It's Kiva said him and Johnny are BFF, so it's not weird that Rachel will call him Johnny. And they have the same name, but both of their names start with a J. So it's just, come on. It's easy to make them mix up. Leah said Rachel needs to get out before Lifetime has its first Married at First Sight based on movie. Yeah. He was horrible to her. NTR said, is immature is Ryan expecting a Hollywood love story out of a marriage? I don't think he's ever been with anybody that had much depth, right? Because he would probably just call the people because of their looks and being like, Ryan gives me that kind of guy that just wants a hot trophy wife on his arm. He doesn't want anybody that talks back. He doesn't want anybody that has different political views. He wants a nice trophy wife who will set up a Mommy and Me blog and talk about getting her body back after having triplets. That's what he wants. And all of her pictures are her making apple pies in front of an American flag. Support our troops. Only the ones who aren't liberal. I want to get 2 more comments and then I want to get into some season 13 tea. Phil, what's up, bro? Phil said Brett does not seem easy to be with in a relationship. I gotta agree, Brett. Listen, the high stress, high anxiety would not work for me. I would be exhausted. I told you guys I had to end a friendship with somebody who was like that because I couldn't breathe being in that friendship. It was just too much. It was too much. He absolutely was, Lee. Thank you for bringing that up. He was going to throw the ring at her, and he is so nasty. He probably would have thrown it in her face. That's what I get from him. That's what I get from him. Just a cruel man. A cruel, cruel man. It's Kima said the biggest issue with Jose, he didn't even care that his wife wasn't at home before going to bed because he knew what he was doing. My parents still care if I'm not home before they go to bed, right? Can you imagine if Rachel was actually still with this? Well, you know what? Not going to give you a spoiler. Well, I don't know if it's true, but can you imagine if this was like went after the show and this, they're sharing a home and she does something she doesn't like. She maybe comes home later than she says she would be at her when she was having her little girls' night and he deadbolts the door and lock her out. Can you imagine? He's showing you what he will do in this marriage and how he will treat you as your husband. You don't need to see anything else, Rachel. I hope you stayed out of this relationship. Hey, Samantha. Samantha said on the Unfiltered, he still didn't try to take accountability. Zach had to burst his bubble again. Zach being the voice of reason of all people. Of all people. Amaya, I think we probably follow the same page, so yeah. I hate to say it, the best way to describe her. Phil said, Brett is beautiful, but exhausting. Absolutely. Let's move on to, this is old, but I wanted to, it may be new for some, but I wanted to talk about this because, yeah, we'll get into it. We'll get into it.
There is truly no better way to get over the hump of missing your ex than attempting to go have lunch with them, ending in you getting out of the car in the middle of the street to walk and then get an Uber home. Simply because you expressed that they do have privilege and would make it farther in life for acknowledging their privilege, they proceed to tell you that you've done and are doing absolutely nothing with your life, generally just that you're a piece of shit, that everything that happened to you as a child you need to just get on and move on from because you're letting it hold you back, as if you're not in therapy actively working on yourself while they are doing nothing but continuing to be the God complex filled narcissists that they are. So if anyone else needs today's life lesson, even if you're missing your ex, don't hang out with them.
Ciao. She was missing that old thing and she wanted it back and got smacked in the face with reality. Amanda, I got your Venmo. Thank you so much. Amanda said, you are a gem. Thank you, Amanda, from one gym to another. Thank you so much for the Venmo. Thank you. And don't let YouTube hear this, but shout out to my super chat people. Thank you so much, but Venmo and Cash App go straight to me. Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal go straight to me. Them Cash Apps. I get a portion. The super chats, I get a portion, but the Cash Apps, the Venmos, and all that. But Support me how you want to. Let's get into. I want to show it all so that we can talk about it all together. Let's get into this. Do I want to? Yeah. Okay, so that video was from Virginia's TikTok. I saw that video on Married at First Sight's fan page. This was a comment under that post. Area Man, you know who Area Man is? That is Jake. Jacob Hive, I want you to stay woke and pay attention. Area Man, I'm glad she's holding herself accountable after attacking me to not talk about Haley and threatening blackmail after while dropping random insults. Oh, wait, never mind. Then people are responding back to him. Teacher Bay responded to him. He said, if it's based on critical race theory, I'm good. I don't buy into racist ideology designed to divide. If you want to have a broader conversation about tribal advantages, what the hell are you talking about? Of being an ethnic majority, sure. But I grew up poor. To me, what people project as white privilege is mainly based on money. Growing up, we used to bake burned cheese to eat straight out of the oven and slum it on bologna, living week to week. Does your mother know that you're telling these lies about her? Child, y'all be on here dragging y'all parents. So depends on your definition. But even making this comment, I risk being ostracized and deemed racist. Don't feel too privileged about that, to be honest. But holistically, everyone in this country is privileged to have opportunity. Our Ivy League a-hole politicians like to protect their privilege, project their privilege onto us normies, and divide us is how I see the narrative. We're all being manipulated while the rich get richer and they distract us with these narratives. Meanwhile, let me take this off. Hold on. Let me take off this. Meanwhile, they allow the banking cartel to thrive off the poor that end up paying $15,000 to pay off a $5,000 credit. Living week to week. So it depends. Of credit card debt when they're just getting by making minimum payments for years. The left and the right, no, it won't ever mention it. So it's nuanced conversation that depends on what you're talking about specifically. You base this conversation about race. Basically, I didn't put Teacher Bay here because I didn't want to put all that stuff on there. Basically, what Teacher Bay was saying that she basically assumed that they were fighting about Black Lives Matter, and Area Man just jumped in. You base this conversation around race, and this happens to be a main talking point of critical race theory, which is derived from critical theory, a classic communist ideology designed to divide and control. So just making sure we're not talking about that BS and asking you for your nuanced angle on asking me about my privilege for no reason. I put that in there because Jacob stays on Married at First Sight fan page, stays in their comment section, right? Stays being messy at his big age, stays being messy and mixing it up in the comments with people. He stays right in this stuff. It's just like, what the hell is going on? If you don't get out of that end of the world bunker that you're in and touch some grass, bro, he stays in that comment section just being messy. Does he work? He was also, remember I told you when that when that black girl, oh girl, you deserved every bit of that. When that black girl wrote under like his picture for he was at his brother's wedding. His brother married a black woman, and she was like, "Oh, that lets me know that the people, your family likes women with a little flavor." So I'm glad that I seen this because I now know that I got a shot with you. And he cussed her out read that sister for filth and was just like, you see a picture of me and you think that I don't like a certain kind of woman, and then went into that whole thing about tribes and Haley, you dodged a bullet. You dodged a bullet. That was the only time I agreed with him, though. I'm glad he got that sister together. I hate when Black women do that. Oh, you like, oh my goodness, you're listening to a rap song? Mm-hmm. You must like Black women. Or just asking, do you like sisters? What is that? You're fetishizing yourself. That's weird. That's very weird, especially at your big age. On some man's Instagram comments talking about, oh, I see you like flavor. You like women with a little flavor. Oh, you and your brother, y'all must like chocolate. You're weird. You're weird, lady. And I'm glad you got cussed out. I hope you learned. I hope you learned to stop calling yourself chocolate under white men's Instagram pages. Guaranteed. No. I hope you learn from that. But I just wanted to put that up. We're not commenting on Virginia right now because there's more with Virginia and Eric. But I just wanted to say, Jacob Hive, how are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? Because we weren't the best of friends during Jacob's season because I was seeing some stuff in him that y'all just did not want to acknowledge. How are you guys doing now knowing that your man is messy, mixy, got real weird commentary, little suspect commentary? How are y'all doing? How are y'all? I'm not asking for an apology, but I just want to know, how are y'all doing today? Are we still a part of the Jacob Hive? Let me know. Let me know. Phil said, Jacob is one of those people who speak softly, but you have to watch out for them comments. Jacob is the kind of guy who you will, probably meet at work and be like, oh, that's Jacob. Oh, he's harmless. Then you go to his Facebook comment section and you're like, oh my God, somebody call the FBI. But he's also somebody who talks about everybody in the Married at First Sight universe who is like, on social media and, being an influencer. He always has really nasty comments to say about those people, but you are always in the comment section. You are always commenting on something. You're just as messy as the people that you talk about. You like the fame too from the fans. You sit there and say, oh no, I don't want any of this. I don't need any of this. I just went on the show. I didn't need to go on the show. This show means nothing to me. That reality TV, blah, 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 blah. But every time somebody posts something about this show, who's the first person there? You. You don't even give fans the time to comment. You're the first person commenting. You're always commenting something messy because you want people to go back and forth with you, or you're jumping into threads that fans have started when they're talking about the show or what was posted on an Instagram page, and you just start going after people. You're just as messy as Virginia. You're just as involved in this reality TV drama as Virginia, because a lot of the times you are the reality TV drama. So talking about Virginia on TikTok, oh, you are waiting to get a TikTok if you don't have one already. You are not above it. You're smack dab in the center of it. Smack dab in the center of it. Oh, I'm sorry, Phil. Phil said, as a member who was in the Jacob Hive because Haley was awful, but I know when to keep my eye on him. Just not making no sense. Not making no kind of sense. What are you talking about? All that girl, first of all, she was not even talking to him. All that girl said was that she thinks that, Eric and Virginia were fighting about Black Lives Matter. And Jacob just went after these people. All the women in the thread. And I noticed you only go after women. But all the women in the thread, he's just getting them together. Bah, 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 bah. I'm like, Jacob, take a day off. Take a day off. I just needed to know how the Jacob Hive were doing. I hope you finally see it. Anyway, let's get back to Eric and Virginia. So right in the comment section of that post, Eric writes, This is from JL Rich. You know what, JL Rich, when I saw that comment, I knew either Eric or Jacob was going to get you together. I knew, girl, and I waited and I came back to the comment section and baby, I caught it. JL Rich said, I see most defending Eric. There is no way that I could ever live with him. He was controlling. He acted like he was a parent and not a husband, and his marriage views were those of the 50s. At least Virginia is working on herself. He's too perfect. Eric says, if the 50s view of marriage I have is wanting trust, honesty, respect, and to be your significant other's number one person, no matter what, then I'll take the 50s any day. I'm not perfect and never will be. I can only learn and grow from my mistakes and become better for it. Evelyn, thank you so much for the Venmo. Evelyn said, I love your reviews. Love you too, sis. Thank you. Then, child, the man is just as messy as a woman. He posted this on Reddit. They be reading them threads. So listen, just like I gotta watch what I say on these reviews, watch what y'all be writing on them threads, because baby, they reading them. This is Eric. You guys can hate me all you want, but that is simply not true of what she is saying. She knows I care about what happened to her in her past and that I wish it had never happened to her. I've always said that, it always will. But when someone is trying to sit there and say that I'm privileged and haven't done anything for this country or actually giving back, then that offends me. When she says my military history of almost 8 years and deploying 3 times into harm's way to protect America isn't the same as giving back because I'm still paid to do it, then I'm sorry, but that offends me. I'll never post things like this that she does because it's a private matter and I wouldn't do that to her. Anyway, y'all are entitled to believe what you want, and I'm not here to sway any opinions of me. I'm simply saying that what she said is simply not true or on how I act or live out my daily life. Hashtag all lives matter. He didn't write it, but I felt it. And that was actually him, because this is a verified cast member, Eric, and it's the same name on Instagram. Ciao. Virginia, oh, look at you, sneaking back. Tried to get a little jump off from your ex and it went to hell quickly. Now you'll leave him alone. You can't, I just feel like, if you're really passionate about your political and social views, you have to be with somebody who agrees. Because it's just going to continue to create conflict in your relationship, unfortunately. Anyway, what are you guys' thoughts about that? Let's get into it. What do y'all think? Hold on. Sasha said, I remember before the barbecue, Ryan said, I wonder if Michaela will be there, referring to her previous blowout. I was like, when did Zach talk to you? But now this makes sense. They saw one blowout. Oh, they did? It's Kima said, the biggest issue with Jose, he didn't even care that his wife wasn't at home before going to bed. Oh yeah, I got this one. This was an older one. Oh, it's Kima also said, who thought it was a good idea to hang out with your ex? She was probably missing him. You know, she was married to the dude. They went on this journey together. She was probably missing him. She does. She looks very healthy. Very, very healthy. KT said they obviously don't know what the word love means when they throw that word around too loosely. I happen to agree with you, KT. I really, really do. Hey, Zena. Zena said he already said once a cheater, always a cheater. That's what Jose truly thinks about Rachel. Yeah, he feels like he can't trust her. Or he's going to use those things to make her feel less than so that he can further control her. Sasha says Jose being so sexist is which is so important for the men to call him out because he don't care about what Rachel has to say. Yes, and that's why I was glad that the men did do that, because although he wasn't owning up to anything that he did, I'm glad that at least the men in his community held him accountable. I really am. Let me scroll down. Oh, Josie said he's only thinking about money when it comes to white privilege, but white privilege influences various aspects of life. He needs to sit back and lay off the bacon and eggs only diet. Yeah, I think he can't. I think we're talking about Jake. I think, you can't see it when it just doesn't affect you, right? It takes a lot for people to see outside of themselves, because we're raised in such a capitalist and like selfish society. Well, if you're capitalism is selfish, right? So it's not normal to have empathy or sympathy. It's not the world we live in. Everybody's about themselves. Everybody is about stepping on everybody to get to the top. So the people who can see those things, a lot of us are on an island of our own, right? But it also takes an experience for you to get to that point. Some people have to have experience from marginalized communities to actually understand that, because if you're in an environment that says that this is not true, if you don't have any proof that it is true, you'll believe that. Which is why I think the next generation is doing a lot better than a lot of us, than the older generation, the generation before them. It's because they grew up on social media. So they were able to see things for what they are, even though they're being told that they aren't. So these kids all over the world are actually able to see how life is in different countries through the lens of people their age who are sharing their experience. So you can say this is not true, but it's like, how is it not true when I'm seeing it right here from somebody who is sharing their journey with me? I'm glad I missed social media. I just missed it, thank the Lord, because I just also feel like this is very, you can't do nothing, right? You can't be a kid and do any kind of mistakes. People will pull up your Twitter from when you were 14 and say, absolutely not. You won't be my president. Ciao. So I'm glad I missed it because of that. But I think it's really shaping a more, a smarter generation that takes risks and has more empathy. And I'm not mad at that. Wendy said, ladies, we can't chase those men. Let the white men chase us, Lord. What is that? Okay, I'm just gonna, make that the name of my channel now. Let the white men chase us. Let the white men chase us. That's our theme. Hey, Amaya. Amaya said, oh, God, some more tea that literally just dropped. Apparently, the only couple that actually stayed at the apartment were Gill and Mira. The other couples only came when they were filming. Huh. Really? That's very weird to me, because I thought that Gill actually left the apartment and let Mira stay there. I think, no, because we saw Jose and Rachel on a hidden camera and they both, I think that Jose, I think a lot of them stayed. Maybe not all the time, but I think a lot of them stayed. Yeah, I don't know if I believe that, T. I don't know if I believe that one. But thank you for sharing, Maya. Sasha said, Brett and Ryan can work if only Ryan opens up. I don't think so. Something with men named Ryan being closed off. The only reason why I think that Brett and Ryan cannot work is because Ryan doesn't like Brett's personality. That is who she is. That is who he just doesn't like her. That is who she is. I think he is physically attracted to her, but her personality turns him off. And I just don't see that working. Brett can't change that. That's who she is. She cannot be, low stress and low anxiety. That's not Brett. That is not Brett. She has to get with a man who can manage that. It's not Ryan. He doesn't like it. It's a turn off for him. It's a turn off for him. Oh, Maya cleared it up. The tea could be false. Take it with a grain. Also known as, I ain't the one to gossip and you ain't heard nothing from me. Thank you, Amaya. Thank you, Amaya. Wendy also said, I have spoken with people in the military before, and some said they don't give AF about this country. They wanted the check and free school. Oh, yeah. I know a lot of people like that who served. It's not that they hate America or anything, but they did not go over there. Like they first of all, they never thought that they would be, deployed. So it was a shocker for them. And also they were not in it because they want to, be a soldier. They needed help with medical school. That was it. And the other person I knew just could not get a job any other place. They kept on getting fired. They were just not a good worker, and they kept on getting fired. So they signed up for the Army. And I was like, oh, that's a leap. That's a leap. But the Army never fired them because they need people. The one job you can keep is in the Army. You get fired from Little Caesars Pizza, but not the military. Wow. Wow. Leah said, oh, this is going to step on some toes, but we don't have to thank anyone for being in the military. Oh, Jesus, that was a choice. You stepping on toes, Leah. Lord, I don't read these comments before I highlight them. We don't have to thank it, but it's nice. It's nice. At the end of the day, they're giving their life to protect, the richest assets, but still, they're making a sacrifice that a lot of us won't make. Listen, I love the troops. Thank you for serving. Thank you for your service. Keep on doing what you're doing. I don't want to be drafted. Oh my God, could you imagine me in like my, sequins military outfit? Like, how do I shoot a gun? We got to stop Congress. Do not draft us ladies. I can't do it. I'll probably be like, oh my God, please run. We're coming to kill you guys. Please run. I'll be court-martialed and everything. I'd be terrible. Terrible. Please. We got to stop Congress now. Respect our troops because we're not doing it. Hey, Masanje. Thank you. Oh, got it early. Thank you so much for the super chat. Masanje said, NikkiNicoleStar, I love catching a live and I love having you here. Your perspective and personality are such a joy. I love it here. Thank you so much, Masanje. Thank you. Josie said, oh, wait. There we go. Josie said, within the past 10 to 15 years, the military has been having, yeah. And that's a damn problem. Put them back in the high schools, in the suburbs. I can't do it. I'm not built for that, y'all. So somebody got to do it. Can all them people who be, singing songs about not wearing a mask in front of the American flag, can y'all sign up? Because it seems like y'all have a lot of time and a lot of guns, but y'all didn't sign up for the military. Why don't y'all do that and stop harassing people on social media? Can y'all get off of Twitter and Facebook and go sign up to serve? We love America. Go protect our troops. Why y'all on TikTok making videos? Go serve. You got all them guns. You're shooting trees in your backyard. Put it to good use. A lot of us are not built that way. So if you're going to sing in front of the flag and protect it in real life, not just on social media. Oh, but you got to be vaccinated. Damn it. Damn it. Hey, sup, people. Sup, people. You know what? Y'all not going to get my channel taken down. Thank you, some people, for the super chat. No, we are not alerting the government to this channel. God bless. God bless America, my home, sweet home. I pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. And to the republic, and to the republic for which it is not granted, for which it stands, and to the republic, and of the republic on which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and everybody under the stars. We love it here, guys. But this is kitchen table talk. Cameron. Wait. Dominican Republic, and to the Dominican Republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible or individuality, and everybody under the stars. Rockets, red glare. You're not going to do that to me. You think so? It will be time. It's time. It is definitely time for a same-sex couple on this show. It is 2021. World Pride in New York City is one of the biggest events that happened in this nation. It is time, guys. It is time. Tracy said, Nikki, once they get in, they will shoot them up with everything. No! Not me. Not me. Listen, if you're going to draft me, please put me on an army base. I'll be at the daycare. I'll watch the kids. I can't. I'm not going to be good. The minute I got to drop and give Sergeant 20 push-ups, my arms are weak, my elbows, my arms are swelling. I got weak calcium. What am I supposed to do with this gun? Please. We got to sign up them people. Yeah, we got to draft them first. Why don't y'all get them first? Some people who want Confederate monuments not to be taken down. Get them first. Not all of us. Ciao. Kimberly said, if only the U.S. were... I'm done with y'all. No. Absolutely not. Oh, Married at First Sight has a same-sex couple. America, y'all gonna let the UK beat us? Don't do that. Thank you. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna be like, I can't believe y'all making me as a woman who's supposed to serve my husband in my home, serve this country over there as a woman. How could you do that to me? I'm supposed to be in the kitchen making a meal for my husband, my king. But you want me serving? Taking me away from my family? How dare you? How dare you? I still gotta go? Okay. Shout out to my troops. I love y'all. Thank y'all for serving. I don't want to join. Absolutely not. So we gotta stop Congress. They mad at us. First of all, they're mad at the white women for not having these babies. They're going to blame it on all of us. This is how y'all going to get women of color. This is how y'all going to get us to start fighting. Because we are being punished because the white girls don't want to have their babies. Child, I'm going to just have to start telling my white girlfriends, listen, you got to get that white man a baby because, girl, I can't serve. You want to give him a baby. I know you want to do your independent woman thing. You don't need a man and you don't need no kids. You got to take one for the team. You got to take one for the team. Remember when we had to do that every day? My school just stopped doing it. I don't know what happened. Did y'all schools just stop doing it? Well, I went to a performing arts high school. So I didn't have to do it in high school. Did you guys have to do it in high school? We stopped doing it. We stopped doing it. Absolutely. Absolutely. We can do it. Not me. Not me. I'ma stay pregnant. Let me stop. We're terrible. We're terrible. We are terrible. Some people said that Tyler Perry historical drama monologue. Thank you so much for the super chat, and thank you to our troops and the United States of America. Oh, say, yeah, I didn't even want to try to sing that. I don't know. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light was so proudly we had twilight's. What so proudly we held twilight's last gleaming. And the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was, now I know that part, that our flag was still there. Whitney Houston version. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner, Fergie version, yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave. Do I got to support Trump? If I got to become a Trumper, I'm going to do what I have to do. I can't do it, y'all. God, I would be so horrible. Oh, I would be so horrible in a desert environment. Can y'all do skincare in the military? Will I be able to bring my suntan, my sunscreen lotion, and my vitamin C serum, and my Aveda hand cream? Oh, God. Oh, God. Do y'all do bunkers? Do y'all have your own rooms? No, I can't. I'm not built. Thank y'all for serving. I can't join you. I know my limits. I'm an artist. You can't have me out there. Sanjay said, Nikki, you got to work on all the obvious signs of patriotism, i.e. the Pledge of Allegiance. There's a certain sect that I forgot. There's a certain sect, but I remember that in. Oh, God, I got to get citizenship somewhere else. I can't. Y'all done got me scared. Dr. M said it's a different system in America than where I'm from. And also, I actually like the Ghanaian national anthem and pledge. So I had no problem memorizing it. Yeah. Girl, I forgot all that stuff. Pace URL said, I went to a predominantly white high school and we had to say it, but all the black people in my class stopped saying the Pledge of Allegiance in the middle of 9th grade protesting George Bush. Speaking of George Bush, girl, nope, we're not going to bring that up. Let me get out of here. Oh, like prison? You know what? I will say, some of the military men, you know what, Nikki? No. No. Oh, it's Kiva. It's Kiva said, I'm disabled. Shout out to being hearing impaired. I'm good. I'm not mean. else? I'm knock-kneed. Slightly nearsighted. Oh, you know what? If you're nearsighted, what else? God, I'm Christian. I'm right. I'm prime for the military. Oh Lord, oh, God, I can't deny you like Peter, but oh, I'm praying, Lord. I'm praying. Danny said, "Thank God I'm 40. I aged out." Oh Lord, they're gonna be sending me and Denard over there. Denard, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do, Denard? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Oh, damn! Some people said they just gave us glasses. Oh no! Oh, it's no mixing. Here, you see where my mind went. I was like, "Hey, Jerome, you ready to fight for our nation?" Stop! Oh God, I can't. Oh Lord, they up in the age. Oh, we're not getting out of this. We're not getting out of this. We have to stop Congress now. Shout out to everybody who's just joining. I'm sorry. It's not me. The conversations, oh Lord. Oh. And on that note, I am getting out of here. We are done. We are done. We are done. We are done. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. I can't. No. It's not me. It is the Star family. It is the Star family. You know what? I hate y'all because I'm starting to think about how fine these military men be. And I'm the love triangles I will be caught up in, like, oh guys, no, we're here to fight the enemy, not fight each other over me. I might have a good time. No. Child. I have a private, and a sarge fighting over me, like, oh my God. Am I the drama? Let me get out of here. Let me get out of here. I love y'all. I've had a great time. Whoo, child. I will see you all tomorrow for Love After Lockup and the dating game tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. For me, that is right after the show. Right after the show goes off, like 30 minutes after. We will start the live, and the dating game comes right after that. I love y'all. Shout out to the NikkiStar replay gang. Thank you, Tracy. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and share the channel to your social media. I might actually be the belle of the ball. No, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. Ciao. In my military outfit with my cinch waist. No. All these buff soldiers fighting over me. What is going on? No. We're not entertaining this. We are not entertaining this. No. I love y'all. See y'all soon. Bye. Yeah. No.